listening to Sports Talk 916 with Greg Bull and Coach Greg Veroza.
If you'd like to participate in the show, there are a couple of ways to do it. If you want to contact us on Twitter, use the show's Twitter address, which is @SportsTalk916. For Greg B, go to @MrChief916. And for me, Coach Greg, it's @Greg Veroza. And Veroza is VAROZZA. And if you want to chat live with us, the best place to go is go to the Mixlr page and hit chat. There you'll see all of us chatting together as the show goes on.
What's up, everybody? It is the Monday night version of Sports Talk 916. As always, I am Greg Bull. Tonight, I am joined by the one and only TJ the Sports Geek, TJ Longacre. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Greg, how's it going?
It's going good. So,
Beautiful, man.
Unfortunately, Greg Veroza is still a little bit under the weather. He had a medical procedure done about a week ago. He's still not fully up to par, so TJ was kind enough to fill in for us again on short notice, and we should have a pretty good show tonight.
Absolutely.
So we'll do our normal weekly, kind of recap the week that was. If I'm not mistaken, we missed the show last week. Greg was in the hospital.
Yeah.
So we postponed the show. And then, like I said yesterday, he wasn't there. Not feeling well again. And then with the NBA Finals last night, I figured there wouldn't be much of a draw for the show, so we pushed it back to tonight. Let's see. We kind of had a little bit of a labor-filled weekend for you. You did some concrete work, right? You were doing some destruction.
Oh, that was last weekend, actually.
Still recovering from that.
Oh, a little bit, yeah.
My wife and I ran a Spartan race on Saturday in Monterey.
Very nice.
And it kicked our ass. It was 8.5 miles or so.
Wow.
Finished it in about 2 hours and 50 minutes.
Very
and
nice.
mile 5 to 7.5 was straight uphill. Basically, it was
Really?
It was terrible, but it was a lot of fun. And we made it through. And we're here to tell about it. Back in the gym today, training for our next Spartan race in 5 weeks.
Very nice.
So we're going from there. But TJ, again, thank you very much for being here.
Oh, my pleasure. This is always fun to come in and talk with you guys.
Absolutely. So, a pretty good show tonight. We're gonna talk a little bit about Muhammad Ali, who unfortunately passed away a couple days ago. We're gonna have I believe it was Friday night he passed away.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a discussion. Who made a bigger impact on sports, Muhammad Ali and one other individual? We'll talk about the Sharks game and the series that just concluded a few minutes ago. We're going to have a little bit of a debate about the ESPN and their 30 for 30 series. I know TJ's been chomping at the bit for that one for a couple of days now. Yeah. We'll talk about the NBA playoffs, the Cavaliers, some changes that Adam Silver wants to make to the NBA. Our top 5 list is top 5 current Major League Baseball players, and I was stretching for this one because I could not come up with anything good that you want to see on the San Francisco Giants.
I like it.
And now that I think about it, I haven't done my top 5 list yet. So I will do that during this next break. We'll do a little bit of bingo or bullshit. We'll talk Giants a little bit in depth. The Red Sox come to town. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about a little bit what's new over at tjthesportsgeek.com. And we'll run through some headlines. So with that being said, let's go ahead and hear from Corner Pub Sports and the Sacramento Sirens real quick. And we'll be back to talk about the late, great Muhammad Ali.
What's up, everybody? We are Corner Pub Sports every week talking sports, beer, and beyond. You can find us live 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time on wildfireradio.com or stream us on cornerpubsports.com. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Corner Pub Sports.
We look forward to seeing you at the pub every Friday night.
Cheers, boys. Cheers, guys.
So let me ask you a question. Who do you think is the most successful football team currently in Sacramento? It's not the Hornets. It's not the Surge. It's not the gold miners, not the mountain lions. Yes, it is your Sacramento Sirens. Starting up their year this April 23rd, they play all their games at Hughes Stadium. All kickoffs are at 5:30. For more information on tickets and tryouts, go to thesacramentosirens.com.
And don't forget, you'll hear the voices of Sports Talk 916 blasting through the PA system as we are the in-stadium announcers for this upcoming season. So once again, all information is at thesacramentosirens.com. That's right. We have another home game coming up on the 21st of June, if I'm not mistaken. The Sirens will be back in Sacramento. And it's always fun, so you should definitely come out there. So, Muhammad Ali, unfortunately, ultimately lost his battle with Parkinson's. Pound for pound, the best fighter ever.
Oh, no question.
He kind of set the bar. He was controversial. He was cocky. He was kind of stupid if you think about it. The reason for his Parkinson's disease is that he felt he was invincible and didn't protect his head.
Yeah.
But love him or hate him, I mean, he was a polarizing sports figure. He brought, a tear to everyone's eye pretty much in 1996 at the Atlanta Olympic Games. His Parkinson's in full mode, shaking the whole 9 yards and he lit the Olympic torch at Olympic Village in Atlanta. And, that kind of pulled on the heartstrings of everybody. But really, I mean, his controversial take on a lot of things, non-sports, is what kind of made him a polarizing figure. I mean, a lot of people gave him a lot of shit for being a draft dodger. He didn't want to go to war. And one of his most famous lines, basically was when he talked about not wanting to go to war with the Viet Cong in the Vietnam War. Mm-hmm. And they asked him, why won't you go to battle with the Viet Cong? And he basically said, I don't have beef with them. I don't have any reason to fight with them. And this was when, racism and things like that in the United States was, I mean, not saying it's not now, but it was very, very prevalent, very active. Absolutely. For an African-American athlete. And I probably shouldn't say this because of my skin complexion. However, it's a direct quote. He said, the Viet Cong never called me a nigger.
Right.
And he's right. I mean, they never did anything. Why would he want to go over there and kill them? I mean, yeah, there's a bigger platform for that, but that is one of the most controversial things that people say, and a lot of people don't like to talk about it. It's float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. I'm a bad man, Jim, or whatever he used to say. Yeah. Those are the things that stand out. But
I'm a bad man.
Yeah, I'm a bad man. He was a pretty amazing athlete, and
he really was.
It's sad to see him go, but at the same time, when you see someone battling Parkinson's and you see the effects that disease has on the body and on the day-to-day, it's pretty sad, and you almost think that it's probably better off, not better off, but let's see here. So it leads me to the question of who had a bigger impact on sports. Was it Muhammad Ali and his controversial ways and bringing boxing to the foreground, or Jackie Robinson? And a lot of people I've heard a lot of arguments on both sides of the fence.
Yeah.
And, it's pretty crazy to think that, there would be that argument, but at the same time, do you think that there's a level in which you can actually make an argument of who had a better or a bigger impact on sports, Muhammad Ali or Jackie Robinson?
I'm trying to right now, and it's really hard. I mean, I think they both had a great impact equally. Robinson by breaking the color barrier in baseball, and Ali being an athlete who was really, I thought, was ahead of his time as far as speaking out and being the outspoken and dare I say brave athlete that he was, brave person.
Jason brings up a good point in the chat box too. He also came out and said that Cassius was his slave name, even though that was obviously the name that his mom, gave him. He wasn't afraid to speak his mind, and he had his ways about him, and he really didn't care. hold on here. There is some breaking news.
Breaking news.
Hold on. Let me before I go crazy on this, let me go ahead and no reports have been confirmed about it, so I don't want to go too crazy on this, but I'm going to go for it because it's kind of a big deal. According to American Top Team, which is the official Twitter handle for a MMA fight team, ESPN reported this a little bit ago, and there's starting to be something circulating around TMZ. Does the name Kevin Ferguson ring a bell to you?
Kinda, sorta.
Kevin Ferguson is the birth name of MMA and bum fighter Kimbo Slice.
Oh, okay.
Reports are coming out right now that Kimbo Slice has passed away at the age 42.
Whoa.
He was hospitalized a couple hours ago, as reported by ESPN, and it's being reported now by multiple non-confirmed sources. I mean, it's still coming out, whether or not it's true, but it looks like Kimbo Slice may have passed away at the age of 42.
That's crazy.
He was hospitalized for undisclosed reasons.
Wow.
Low Kick MMA has just reported as well. Passes away at age 42. Let's see. Report surfaced from TMZ tonight, Monday, June 2016, that said Kimbo Slice, whose real name is Kevin Ferguson, was admitted to the hospital near Coral Springs, Florida earlier today. Multiple sources have confirmed that Slice was in a dangerous spot. Local law enforcement informed TMZ of Slice's admittance to the hospital, and officers remain at Slice's home attempting to gain information. Can confirm that Kimbo Slice was admitted to a local hospital in Florida. Told that doctors are saying he's not in good shape. It appears that he may have passed away. I'll keep an eye on this, see if anyone else reports it. But if that's the case, you can't say he was a famous person in the mixed martial arts world. I mean, he was famous.
He was pretty well
known. You can't say that he was a big part of it. However, sad to think that someone at the age of 42
That's really young.
Can lose his life.
That's
so
crazy.
I'm hoping it's not true, because that would be pretty upsetting for a lot of people. But at this time, it looks like Kimbo Slice, age 42, may have lost his life.
That's crazy. You know who first broke the news about Ali's death, right?
I don't remember who did that.
The Miami Marlins.
Really?
Yeah. Somebody apparently in the front office was pretty close to Ali, and somebody from Ali's camp had informed him that he had passed away, and therefore on the Marlins Jumbotron they had a graphic that said Muhammad Ali 1942 to 2016.
Wow. Beyond the Fight MMA podcast 32 minutes ago on Twitter, it's been confirmed that Kimbo Slice has passed away from heart failure.
Ooh.
Let's keep his family in his prayers. So
Yeah.
man, that is shitty. I mean, no, there's no other way to put that. I mean,
Yeah.
man, that's unfortunate. So,
It really is.
Jeez, that's a rough one, man.
That is.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I used to watch his bum fight videos. I thought they were hilarious when he would just go around and just pick fights with random bums on the street. He wasn't much of an MMA fighter, I'll give you that much. But when he was kind of that car accident. You're not supposed to watch it, but whenever he was on TV, you kind of watch his fights anyways.
It's a good way to put it.
Man, it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Like I said, ESPN's not reporting it yet, and a few other haven't, but it's looking like he's gone. So let's go back to this: the Jackie Robinson, Muhammad Ali. Like I said, I heard a lot of people debating this. It was on KMBR was talking about it. Mm-hmm. A few other outlets. I cannot find the parallel between the two. I cannot find a way to justify that Muhammad Ali did more for his sport or for professional sports in his, unless you go by generational.
Sure.
In his generation, sure, Muhammad Ali was one who, did everything. But to compare that to the generation in which Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier and opened up Major League Baseball for the African American community, I don't think you can compare the two.
It's really hard.
I find a really hard time doing so.
Yeah, same. It's really hard, but I mean, like I said, both men had equal impact in both of their sports, and Ali especially with he was the baddest guy when he during his time. I mean, he even lost 3 years of his prime because he was against going to war, and nobody would give him a boxing license. Yet he stood his ground, fought for what he believed in, and in the end, he won.
Jason makes a good point. Muhammad Ali was a racist. Jackie Robinson fought against racism. I heard a lot of things about Muhammad Ali, being exactly that, being a very out front racist, and he wasn't afraid to admit it. And so I don't know if that kind of tarnishes, his perception. But it's hard. It still is hard to fight and hard to talk against what he did for the sport.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Wrestling News Daily just tweeted out about Kimbo.
Oh wow!
So it's starting to spread. So yeah, it does look like
spreading like fire.
It is official. So, man, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I don't know how to make that argument. I don't want to get into semantics of who was better. Like I said, they both had a big impact, but I thought it was just an interesting topic that a few people had brought up on different media outlets, and I'm just like, man, could that really be? Is that mine?
Yep.
Oh, Barn Bomb. Barn Bomb's on Twitter. Thanks, Barn Bomb, for retweeting our Kimbo Slice tweet.
Hi, Mike.
Mike is in the chat box now, so Mike is around. And now, Mike, we're going to talk about NBA free agency. So I don't know if you want to turn your speakers off or anything, because I don't want you to get in trouble, which you won't. I mean, don't worry, but just hang in there, Mike.
Yeah.
It's gonna be okay.
It's gonna be all right.
We can talk about this. We can move it up. I was going to do it in headlines, but we'll move it up to here.
Okay.
There was another major announcement, since we're talking about Kimbo Slice, that came out of UFC. It was well documented that UFC 200's card was ever changing. It was supposed to be McGregor Diaz. McGregor announces his retirement. Then he says he was kidding. Then Diaz says, if he's retiring, I'm retiring. They basically pulled both of them from the fight. Dana White said, you guys don't get a chance on our card. And it was announced on Saturday. Well, there was rumors swirling on Saturday that a new name was put into the UFC 200 card main event. It's a former heavyweight champion who retired about 2 years ago, signed a 3-year deal with World Wrestling Entertainment, and anyone that follows WWE knows that once you have a contract, you're pretty much locked. They don't ever let you out of it. They don't let you do other side ventures. And it was announced on Saturday that
Brock Lesnar
will be the headliner at UFC 200 against Mike Hunt. No, not Mike Hunt. That's a terrible name. His last name is Hunt, though.
I think he's fighting Oliver Klozov.
Mark Hunt. Sorry, Mark Hunt, who is arguably one of the biggest and hardest hitting heavyweights the UFC has right now, up against Lesnar. WWE did come out and said that this is a one-time event. He gets a pass for one thing, and it's gonna be interesting. However, I was talking to my buddy Jeff, who's a huge WWE guy, one of the biggest I know.
Yeah.
And he says that
Brock Lesnar.
I'm going to milk that all night. The reason why Brock is going to be in UFC 200, the only way it makes sense is that Ronda Rousey will be allowed to be a part of WrestleMania next year.
Really?
So
wow.
So last year in San Francisco at WrestleMania 50, WrestleMania 50 was Ronda Rousey was in the crowd when Triple H and Stephanie McMahon were in the ring. The Rock came out. Rousey came out, got in the ring with The Rock, and put Stephanie in an armbar. Fucking barn bomb, dude.
I'm looking at this too. That's pretty funny.
I'm not even going to address that. Basically, though, so they wanted Rousey at this year's WrestleMania, which was in Dallas, Texas, at AT&T Stadium. UFC blocked it. Said no, she can't be in it. We can't risk her getting hurt. The only way that this makes sense is that they basically going to let Rousey be a part of WrestleMania. That's the only way it makes sense. It's basically a trade. We'll give you Lesnar for one night, revamp that card because no one gives a shit about UFC 200 right now.
Yeah.
We want Rousey for WrestleMania, and that's the only way it makes sense.
Absolutely.
So if that happens, you heard it here first. But, I mean, Brock Lesnar will face Mark Hunt at UFC 200, and I only hope that Paul Heyman's there to announce him.
Brock Lesnar.
Because it's amazing the way he says that. And then Brock said on ESPN today that he arm wrestled Vince McMahon for a chance to fight at UFC 201.
He arm wrestled him. Wow.
Yeah. So let's do one more thing before we take a break. Sharks playoff hockey. So the Sharks went into Pittsburgh, lost the first 2 games.
Yep.
Game 3 at home, won it in overtime.
Yep.
Tonight they lose 3-1. The series is now 3-1.
Yeah.
Going back to Pittsburgh. Do the Sharks have any chance?
It's looking very, very slim. I'm gonna say no. They may get one game in Pittsburgh. I said at the beginning of the series that Pittsburgh was gonna win 6 games. The reason being, they're more experienced than San Jose. They have guys who have been in the Cup Finals before, like Crosby and Malkin and Marc-Andre Fleury, that have been there before and seem to be a lot hungrier than the Sharks in this series. I mean, yeah, these teams are pretty evenly matched, but Pittsburgh just seems to want it more, and the Sharks are a little they're kind of starstruck if you ask me. I think the Sharks could take Game 5, but I think the series ends in 6 games.
Yeah, not only do they have to win Game 5 in Pittsburgh, they have to win Game
6 in San Jose.
6 at home, which is doable. But then they have to go back to Pittsburgh for Game 7. They have to win 2 of these next 3 games on the road. They have to win 3 in a row.
Yeah.
I just don't see it happening.
Yeah.
The Sharks, I think, have their goalie is absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, Jones is awesome.
But here's the thing about him, and I kind of made this equation last night, and it makes a lot of sense. This guy he's the 2010 Brian Wilson.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that is during the game, like during the regular, during regulation, this guy gives up goals left and right. He's not he's not like Jonathan Quick of 2 years ago where he was a wall.
Oh, for sure.
But when he gets into overtime and when it matters the most, everything just shuts down on this guy. He blocks nearly everything. Obviously, that goal in Game 3 was a little bit of a fluke, but it wasn't something that was normal. He had one of his guys in the way. He had 2 of his guys in the way.
Yeah.
The goal went around him and off a stick, so it was a deflected shot. It was kind of one of those one-off situations.
Yeah.
Brian Wilson in 2010 and 2012 would literally load the bases, everyone would panic, and then he would slam the door shut. He thrived on that pressure, and this guy, Martin Jones reminds me so much of that because
exactly
he thrives in overtime. He gets so good in overtime.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It really is.
It's pretty remarkable, but I think the Sharks are toast. I don't see them coming back from this, unfortunately. I mean, I would have loved to have seen it. I think it would have been good for the Bay Area. I mean, obviously, here we go. I'm gonna get creamed for that, I'm sure, for saying it'd be good for the Bay Area. But ultimately, the Warriors are gonna win the NBA championship again.
Yeah.
And if the Sharks could have won, it would have been great. And
Yeah.
the Giants are gonna win the World Series. I mean, that would have been amazing. But unfortunately, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
We're going to come back and we're going to talk about the NBA playoffs here in a minute, but we're going to talk about the 30 for 30 next. And Jim Crandall, I mean, I like Jim Crandall. He's the Fox 40 sports guy.
Yeah.
Today, he already put out a message on his Facebook page. Can the Sharks three-peat? Or, I'm sorry, can the Warriors three-peat next year? Can they finish this year's playoffs first before you start
Seriously?
throwing shit around? Like,
Wow.
like what if next year Cleveland re-signs LeBron and then lands Durant? You really
Seriously.
think the Warriors are going to have a chance at being the ultimate favorite right out the gate? Like,
Yeah.
give it some time. The cap is going up. Who knows what's going to happen?
Uh-huh.
You know, Kimbo Slice could come back from the dead and kill Steph Curry. Like, you don't know what could happen. Like, let's not put the cart that far in front of the horse, Jim Crandall.
Seriously.
That's a Del Rogers moment right there, and you're not that low, man.
I know.
But yeah. So let's hear from we're gonna hear from Crandall's and about Warrior Pack, who saved our ass this weekend at Spartan Race, and then we're going to talk about this 30 for 30 debate, because I know George is in the chat box right now. George wants to hear our opinions on this, and it'll be a good little talk. So we will be right back.
Hey, man, what's up with the studio? It looks so much cleaner than the last time. I know I haven't been here in a week or so, but what the hell happened?
You know, I just got tired of cleaning it myself, so I finally gave Crandall's Cleaning Service a call. They came out. Looks like this.
Damn, they did a good job.
Yeah, I mean, they're amazing. Fully licensed staff came out, gave me a quick estimate, knocked it out in a couple hours. And they're going to come back on a monthly service.
What, are they going to do the rest of the house, or do that couple hours just cover the office?
A couple hours cover the office. That's all I had them quote for. But they do whole houses. They do offices. They do home stagings. They do everything.
Cool.
Yeah, so, I mean, if you want your house clean, give them a call. 916-952-3620. Ask for Nick. Let them know Sports Talk 916 sent you. Like I said, they'll come out. They'll give you a special quote. They'll do monthly, bi-weekly, weekly, whatever it is you need for all your cleaning needs. They're fully licensed and insured. They'll take care of you the right way.
Sweet. I'm calling tomorrow.
Awesome. Remember, that's Crandall's Cleaning Service, 916-952-3620. Hey guys, Greg here.
And Sheena too.
We just wanted to take a minute of your time to tell you about this awesome local company who has helped us tremendously in the obstacle course racing world.
Seriously, we get banged up enough on these courses, and these products have saved us on many obstacles.
When Sheena and I were getting prepared for our first Spartan race last year, we found the original Warrior Pack and bought some of their gear. After a couple races, we loved their products so much, it was a no-brainer for us to join their race team.
Yeah, and we just completed another run at AT&T Park and finished blister-free thanks to their gloves. I wore the full-finger gloves and didn't even break a nail.
You are such a girl. Anyways, guys, go to originalwarriorpack.com and check out their stuff for all of your OCR needs. And don't forget to use code ST916 for 10% off all of your purchases. Again, that's www.originalwarriorpack.com. Pack is spelled P-A-K for all of your OCR needs.
It's Greg V's favorite music right there.
What if I told you that ESPN made a documentary for their 30 for 30 series called Down in the Valley, the story about the fight to save Sacramento Kings, that was centered around Mayor Kevin Johnson and his efforts to save the team. And then they pulled it because of a 20-year-old controversy around Kevin Johnson and a minor that involved sexual activities that was essentially settled. And then they announced that they're going to release a multi-part series about O.J. Simpson, Made in America. Because there's never been any controversy around O.J. Simpson, right?
Right.
I mean, like, okay, so originally my take on this was, how dare ESPN? What the hell is wrong with them? You know, why would they air one but not the other? And I was pretty pissed off about that. However, and I know you're pissed off about that because
I'm still pissed.
Luckily for me, I was lucky enough to see Down in the Valley, and it was a good documentary, but I feel personally that it was an incomplete story. And the reason why I say that is...
Really? Okay.
There was little to no mention of the fan effort that took place to save the team. There was no female presence of anyone that was involved. So Eileen Voisin, who initially broke the news about Anaheim to David Stern, asking him about that. And Angelique Ashby, who was a huge driving force in the city council, no mention of her. Steve Cohn, Steve Hansen, multiple people on city council that were a huge part of it. No mention of them. No mention of Aaron Bruschi, who covered and got the story right. There was a lot of missing pieces. It was very KJ-centric. Mm-hmm. And like I said, it was good, but now no one's going to see it. And I'm thinking to myself, how in the hell can you scrap that, but you're going to have a story about O.J. Simpson?
Not only that, they're having an O.J. Simpson 30 for 30 again, because they had one in 2010 called June 17th, 1994, regarding the chase, the Bronco chase, and it was all around that and how it cut into the NBA Finals and all that stuff.
So get this. The length of this 30 for 30 O.J. Made in America, You know how long it is?
I think it's 5 parts.
464 minutes without commercials. That's 7 hours and 46 minutes.
Wow.
It's going to be episode 83 through 87.
Yeah.
5 installments.
And I believe it's going to be on ABC instead of ESPN.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because I've seen commercials for it. And yeah, it has the ABC logo on it.
So, what I understand is it's going to be broken down like this. Part 1 is going to be OJ's upbringing and his football career.
Okay.
Part 2, the racial history of Los Angeles, the history of OJ and Nicole, and the early investigation and the chase and some pre-trial stuff.
Okay.
Part 3 is the early trial. Part 4 is the late trial. Part 5 is the verdict, the civil trial, OJ's downward spiral, and then his robbery that put him in prison, which he's currently in prison for.
Yep.
How is any of that not worthy of the basically the controversy that circles around down in the valley?
Seriously.
And I get it. Like, this was obviously well known. It's already been out there. He was proven innocent by a jury of idiots.
Yeah.
You know, he lost his civil suit, which was $33.5 million to the Goldman family or to the Brown family. And the Goldman family.
And the Goldman family, yeah.
You know, there was multiple reports that OJ's son from his first marriage was one of the suspects because he was mad that Nicole didn't bring the family to his restaurant he was a chef at. OJ never came out and said, you know, it wasn't him. They just let him believe it. There's so much around it. Now this guy's in prison. He can't even come up for parole until next year when he's going to be 70 now.
Yeah.
For armed robbery because of a memorabilia guy who was selling some of his stuff.
Yeah, crazy.
You know, it's ridiculous that, first of all, why does an O.J. Simpson story have to bring up the racial history of Los Angeles and LAPD?
It has nothing to do with it.
It has zero to do. Now, there were aspects of the trial which included some members of LAPD who were overtly racist, who believed, you know, the theory behind Cochran's testimony was that they tried to frame OJ, which anyone with half a brain should know that that's not the case.
Yeah.
But the fact that there's this much, there was just the O.J. Simpson, the story with the People versus OJ with
David Schwimmer, John Travolta.
You know, all those guys. There's that. There's another one coming out that's being done by not Charlie Sheen. It's someone else.
Oh.
Anyway,
Chatbox.
there's another one that's... Well, you're the guy in the chat box that knows everything.
I know.
That basically is going to prove that OJ didn't do it. Another report came out yesterday, and Jason just mentioned this, that one of OJ's good friends who was involved with LAPD, who was on the trial, basically feels that once OJ's out of prison, OJ's going to come clean and admit to the murders, which he has nothing to worry about.
No.
Double jeopardy protects him from going to prison for the murders, whether he did it or not. OJ wrote a goddamn book that if I were to do it, this is how I would have done it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's so much around this. How would they let this come out but not down in the valley?
It makes no sense to me. I for one have not seen a single 30 for 30 since they decided to pull down in the valley. Just because they pulled the story of a town who wanted to save their, who was working to save their team, did it, and now all of a sudden ESPN didn't want to show it. And part of me feels like they have something against Sacramento, You know, it feels that way. I feel like if somebody was, you know, put out a 30 for 30 to save the Denver Broncos, you know, they wouldn't have pulled it no matter what. You know, it just kind of seems that way to me.
So this was sent to me today, and it kind of changed my perspective a little bit on my original stance. My original stance was with what you were saying of how dare they not allow the fans to see this. And that's down in the valley, not the OJ one. But this came from Dave Mason, and he texted me and said, huge difference between OJ's story and KJ. They're not praising OJ, they're chronicling his fall. The Kings documentary praised KJ the entire time, and because of those allegations, he feels that they weren't comfortable going forward with it because they're praising someone who has these allegations against them. Mm-hmm. They're not praising OJ.
No.
They're not highlighting OJ and ignoring the bad stuff. ESPN's covering OJ's controversy, not ignoring it. And he says, you think ESPN wants to come out with a doc praising him and risk even more stuff about KJ coming out? Not worth it. They'll need to change the focus of the Kings documentary, and I think they will. And I agree with that. I think that, you know, if they do release it, there's going to be, there's going to be changes. Oh, and George, you just mentioned something else. And I said it was an incomplete story. They didn't mention the half-hearted efforts to stop the arena. They didn't mention that Chris Hansen, a part of Seattle's ownership group, who was mentioned in the film, trying to derail Sacramento by funding the group that was trying to stop the arena. They left out a lot of pertinent details that prevented this from being a complete story. So, honestly, the way it sits now, ESPN's a car salesman.
I saw that.
Basically, the way it sits now, Kings fans, I mean, yeah, it'd be good to see, but you're going to leave it feeling incomplete, especially if you were a Kings fan that was on the ground helping the battle to save the team, because honestly, your efforts were ignored. You'd be better off going and contacting Carmichael Dave and trying to get a copy of Playing to Win, because that chronicles everything that the fans did to keep the team. But if ESPN has any balls, they're going to hopefully redo Down in the Valley and provide more of a fan side of things, the actual fight, and not make it a KJ documentary.
I'd like that.
It was basically 30 for 30 Kevin Johnson.
Really?
You know, like it was 90% Kevin Johnson and the rest of it was the NBA. So I think it's a bit of a disgrace that ESPN, you know, is doing this. It makes a little bit more sense now that I see it's more of a, you know, the demise of OJ, not necessarily. But what bothers me about it the most is, it bothers me the most is it's OJ Simpson made in America. Like, to me, that gives a positive spin. Like, why don't you have, like,
sounds that way,
the fall of an American football hero, the fall of an American hero, because a lot of people chronicleize him as a hero. Okay, Mike, whatever.
Hi, this is Mike Barnbaum.
You know, I don't know. It's ridiculous. I would like to see, I mean, I've heard that Down in the Valley is available online to stream. I can't find it.
I can't.
You know, I would like to try to find it and get people out there to see it. But I don't know. ESPN, man, I hope that they run this, and then I hope OJ comes out and admits it. Yeah. And because here's the deal. Like I said, double jeopardy can't hurt him.
No,
can't
not
be
at
hurt.
all. Yeah.
Honestly, all he would have to do is come out and say, I'm sorry I can't go to prison for what I'm about to say. You know what I mean? And I'm sorry that I did it. Because here's the deal. He, from all accounts right now, and with him in prison right now, from what I understand from that story that came out about the speculation that he may admit to it, is OJ has always lived within himself. He's always been about his health, his presence, his persona. He still embodied what made him OJ Simpson. It was him as a prominent figure. Apparently, him in prison right now, he's been somewhat sick. He hasn't been himself.
Oh, wow.
They're saying he's close to 300 pounds.
Whoa.
So basically, he's Jamarcus Russell at 69 years old. He's almost 70. at the rate he's going, he's up for parole next year. That doesn't mean he's going to get out.
Right.
And a few of the people said, I wouldn't be surprised if it'll most likely be one of those like deathbed confessions.
It could be.
He'll be, close to death. He'll finally come out. He'll admit to it. And honestly, more than anything, it's going to give closure to the family. You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
To the Brown family, to the Goldman family.
Absolutely.
It'll be hard to say. Let's see. Double jeopardy for OJ. He is doomed. It's now final jeopardy for him and his health condition for sure. I don't know what you're trying to say with final jeopardy, Mike, but it's not like he's dying. He's not Kimbo Slice.
Yeah.
Was that too soon?
And I just got the alert on my phone about Kimbo.
Did ESPN finally announce it, or
Yahoo did?
Yahoo announced it. So so it's definitely coming through.
Yeah, it's the news is making its way through. Yeah.
So that's that. But yeah, so the OJ thing. I mean, like I said, the ESPN, it needs to come out. I really wanted to come out, but sitting back and actually thinking about it, I don't think Kings fans would be happy with the way it is.
Okay.
So like I'm kind of glad you're here for this because it's kind of one of those things where it's like, yeah, it sucks. Like, yeah, it'd be really cool for you to see it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think you're okay. Like, I don't think you need to be like that hell-bent on the fact that they took that away from you because there's a lot of untold, like you being a Sacramento Kings fan and being in Sacramento and knowing what actually happened.
Yeah.
You know more of a story than someone on the East Coast who would watch that documentary.
That's very true.
And, so, I mean, you pretty much already know the story. There's no need for, there's no need for this to be in the background while you're like, oh, hey, I live that. You know what I mean? Like, but I mean, just the fact that it was just ripped away like that it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. Plus, it's a story that I'd like to see the rest of the country, or, I'd like to see the rest of the country be able to see that kind of story.
But the rest of the country, especially not so much Milwaukee now, but it would be good for fans to see that there's hope if their team is on the verge of leaving, that you can rally. But this doesn't chronicleize that. It doesn't give fans hope. It says you need Kevin Johnson as your mayor in order to save your team. So it's, I don't know, like there could be a longer 30 for 30 right now on the way that film was done wrong and the politics behind it, because there's talk that KJ's camp was approached by ESPN and said, hey, we want to do this. And KJ or people around him wanted it to have a very positive spin in case he wanted to run for higher office. Mayor, governor, or he's already mayor, but governor, city council, federal level, whatever. They wanted that spin of positive. Yeah. And then Deadspin was like, nope.
Yeah.
Fuck you, you're going back down.
Yeah.
So, it kind of goes both ways. TMZ and SportsCenter both now have confirmed that Kimbo Slice has passed away. So, you pretty much heard it here first, which is kind of cool. Like, we broke some news. Holy crap, we actually broke some news.
Yeah. I don't think he's running for president, Jason.
There was talks that he was going to run for president, though.
Really? I would have aimed lower for governor, like run for governor in 2018 first before I'd run for president, but that's just me.
George, I hope that is the case. He says maybe they're waiting for KJ to be out of office, get the spotlight off of him.
That could happen as early as tomorrow. Well, not as early as tomorrow, but we could find out who our next mayor could.
Hey, Mike, we're not talking football right now. But I don't think Ronnie Lott's going to be able to save the Raiders in Oakland. They're going to be going to Vegas.
Yeah, Las Vegas Raiders. Stay tuned.
Yeah, pretty much. Speaking of Oakland, NBA Finals are been taking place down there.
Yep.
Game 1, Sean Livingston was like, hey, I'm going to play basketball today. Steph and Clay were like, you do it. Peggy Spatz, at a minimum, ESPN should release the Lot J tailgate footage. KJ had no role in Lot J tailgates. Fireball could even be a sponsor. Yeah, ESPN was out there at our opening game tailgate. Got a lot of footage of us that first year, and yeah, they could use that. They won't because they're a bunch of pussies, but it is what it is. But anyways, NBA playoffs. So game 1, Sean Livingston, Draymond Green. The Warriors bench essentially won game 1. Game 2, it's almost like the Cavs just mailed it in. They didn't even show up.
Yeah.
And then after the game, what really, I mean, honestly, like I'm rooting for LeBron in this. I want to see Cleveland win because I don't want to see Golden State win. But they asked him after the game, are you upset with your team, or how did they word it? They said, are you disappointed or discouraged with your team's play? And he said, neither. We just need to play better. You cannot be not discouraged and upset about the way your team is playing. Your team is playing like a bunch of bitches now.
They shit the bed last night.
They shit the bed hard.
They really did.
What the hell are you you and me about? What did I do? Is it because I'm rooting for LeBron?
Could be.
I don't want the fucking Warriors to win. I wanted Boston in the damn finals. You shut up, Boston fan.
Yeah. I want to see some local fans cry.
LeBron is a douchebag. Yeah, and he's 2-7 in the finals. But
Good for him.
You know what it is? I'd rather him win than... That'd be like, let's see, Boston and New York, right? That'd be like the Lakers... God damn it, I can't even talk. That'd be like the Lakers, Boston, LA, or Boston, New York, the rivalries that they have. That would be like, the Knicks being in the finals and you saying, I'm okay with the Knicks winning. No, you don't want Boston's rival to win.
No,
or
of course not.
The equivalent of Boston. It'd be like the Jets being in the Super Bowl as a Patriots fan, or the Dolphins.
Yeah.
And you going, I'd be okay if they won. No, you'd be pissed.
Be way pissed.
You don't care who they're playing against. You want them to lose.
Yeah.
It's like when the Patriots are in the Super Bowl. I'm like, God damn it, anyone beat them. God, but hey, I'm rooting for a Red Sox Giants World Series. I'll tell you that much.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be great. Boston was your first mistake. LeBron was your second. Hey, I had hope in the Celtics, man. Isaiah Thomas.
Pizza guy.
The pizza, well, I don't.
He was.
There'd be some good pizza back there, though. Golden State is not a SAC rival. I agree with you. SAC doesn't have a rival. We're fucking bunch of shitheads.
We're rivalless right now.
Yeah, we're winless too.
Yeah.
But anyways, so my question for you is: are the Cavs done?
I think they are.
Is LeBron out of Cleveland?
No, I don't really see him going anywhere else. I see him staying. I really do see him staying. I don't know where he'd go to.
The Lakers?
Maybe.
You don't think he'd jump ship and try to take over for Kobe in LA?
He could.
Bring in Durant?
Maybe.
They can clear up a lot of space with that number 2 pick if they want to make a trade.
Yeah, that's true.
They can move
Swaggy P.
They can move Swaggy. They can move
Clarkson.
Randall Clarkson. They can move a lot of pieces.
Even Russell, maybe.
But can you imagine Durant, James, and Russell as their big three?
That's a big lineup there.
And then you have Hibbert, who's not much, but you fill Hibbert in the middle, and you put another 2 guard out there.
Bring back Rick Fox.
But and then they have Luke Walton.
Oh, that's right.
As their head coach. I mean, man, that just kind of made me sick thinking about it.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's a likelihood that LA is going to throw some money at some big names, and they can make a splash.
Yeah.
Hey, George, thanks for listening in tonight, buddy. I appreciate it. But yeah, so the Cavs are done. LeBron is most likely going to be gone, I think. I just don't see him sticking around. I don't think he's happy with Kevin. I mean, maybe if they can move Kevin Love.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe if they can bring in some better pieces. I just don't know that he's going to stick around. I really just don't see it.
Yeah. Huh?
And it's going to be crazy. Adam Silver wants to eliminate the intentional foul for the free throw reasons, basically the hack-a-shacks. He wants to get rid of it.
Like in the last 2 minutes?
He wants to get rid of it.
Sometimes that's the most exciting 2 minutes of all of basketball.
Yeah, when Andre Drummond's at the free throw line, you're like, ooh, is he going to break the backboard with his bricks? Like, there's not really a lot to it, but Adam Silver wants to make changes. I say leave it alone.
Yeah, same.
You know, you have fucking, I don't know, just leave that part alone. Then there was other talks. Some coaches were joking around. Steve Kerr said he wasn't fond of this, but there was talks in the NBA since everything's kind of moving out to the 3-point line with the shooters about implementing a 4-point line.
No,
I think that would just be stupid.
Yeah, let's have the Warriors score more points. That's
right.
a
I mean,
great
shit, you're already
idea.
putting fucking ads on jerseys. Don't change the game anymore.
Get rid of the sleeves.
Oh God, the sleeve jerseys. Let me ask you this, because this is we have 8 minutes left till we hit the reset Mixler, and I really wanted to stick a thorn in Barn Bum's side a little bit. So DeMarcus put up a couple videos on Instagram this week of him and Coach Yeager out at the driving range, joking around, having a good time. Obviously, a much better start to the coaching campaign with DeMarcus. They announced their coaching staff. They retained Corliss Williamson and Nancy Lieberman.
Awesome.
They brought in Elston Turner. And then one other guy that used to be on Rick Adelman's staff as well.
Was it John Wetzel?
It was not Wetzel. Wetzel was released.
I'm glad they brought back Elston Turner.
Yeah, Turner.
I can't think of it.
Damn it. Hold on. I'll get it.
You're welcome, Jason.
Oh yeah, Kevin Love is under concussion protocol, so it's to be determined if what the hell? Okay. The Kings are going to be the first team to use chat boxes. Cool. We use them.
Yeah. I like that. Jason and I agree that A's will not be in anything as long as Billy Bean is there.
God, those fucking guys. We're going to talk about the A's here in a few minutes. Well, we're going to talk about a few players on the A's in a few minutes. Kings coaching staff. What the motherfucker? Oh, I guess I can just say it here. Dwayne Tickner is one of the assistants.
Never heard of him.
Not sure who that is. He was with the Memphis Grizzlies.
Not Dwayne Coswell.
No. Brian Gates is another one. Here we go. Coaching staff, 2016 season. We'll talk. We're gonna talk about the Sox here in a few minutes when we get to the Giants, since they're gonna be in town this week.
That's right.
Starting tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Mike. I know it's set. That's why we're going over it. Coaching staff. Sacramento Kings announces coaching staff of Elston Turner, Dwayne Tickner, Brian Gates, Corliss Williamson, Nancy Lieberman, and Jason March.
Jason March.
Let's see here.
Okay.
So Turner, obviously, he was with Rick Adelman. He was his Yeager's lead assistant in Memphis.
Yep.
Williamson returns. We know who that is.
Yeah.
Gates returns to Sacramento after serving as an assistant coach for the Minnesota Timberwolves last season. Came to the NBA coaching ranks with the Kings in the 2009-2010 season. After a 3-year stint as the head coach of the D-League's Idaho Stampede. He won Coach of the Year in 2006, 2007, and 2008 in the D-League with a 101-51 record.
Okay.
Let's see here. Lieberman, we know who that is.
Yep.
And March arrives in Sacramento after spending the previous 9 seasons with the Grizzlies. So he's been assistant coach and an advanced scout.
Been there for a while then.
So that's the coaching staff. I'm happy with it.
Yeah, me too.
I don't even know how to bring this. I don't know how to talk about this for Barnbum. I was trying to mention names and whatnot, but it's all right. I don't want to make him cry. Let's hear from Greg Rosen. We're going to come back and talk about the top 5 in Major League Baseball players we want to see in the San Francisco Giants organization.
If you or anyone you know is thinking about buying, selling, or investing in real estate, they deserve to have someone working with them that not only knows what they're doing, but will explain everything that happens along the way. That person would be me, Coach Greg Veroza of Keller Williams Realty. I have 2 goals. My first goal is to coach you through the buying and selling process, making it easy to understand and as stress-free as possible, which isn't easy sometimes. My second goal is to have fun doing it. Come be a part of my team. Let me coach you or anyone you know through the real estate process. Give me a call at 916-241-8068, and let's talk about how I can coach you through the real estate process. Let me ask you one question. Who do you know that's looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate that I should know right now? Again, that's Greg Veroza, Keller Williams Realty, 916-241-8068.
Hi, this is Mike Barnbaum.
Mike, what the fuck are you talking about?
Embarrassed.
Barnbaum, Giants Red Sox is embarrassing. I don't want anyone calling Grant's show tomorrow to talk about it under any circumstance. People should be embarrassed about this series for sure. Why the fuck would you be embarrassed about Boston coming to town when they're here once every 4 years and it's Poppy's farewell tour and it's a rarity that they're here? Why would you be embarrassed about it?
Seriously, I'm excited for it.
I'm
I
excited
want to be
for it.
there.
There's still $34 tickets for Wednesday.
There's no way for me to get down from Placerville to San Francisco to make it in time.
Yeah, I wanted to go. I thought about it. Jason's going. I gave him a little bit of a heads up on it. He's a huge Red Sox fan. He's taking his son. They're going to go see Poppy. But $34 a ticket, man. You can't beat that.
That's pretty good. I wish I could do it.
Considering before the season we were looking at tickets and we were looking at like 115 a piece. So for the Giants to release the Poppy pack or the Poppy pricing,
Yeah.
it was great. But I'm waiting for Mike. I'm waiting to hear. We have 2 minutes and 58 seconds before we have to reset Mixler. I'm waiting patiently to find out why people should be embarrassed about this. Boston is not here every 4 years. They're in the Bay Area every year. Yeah, but they're playing the good Bay Area team once every 4 years.
Exactly, yeah.
So explain to me, Mike, why they should be embarrassed that they're in San Francisco. I'm waiting. Do I have the Jeopardy music anymore?
You might. I don't know.
They live in the Bay Area.
They're in the Bay Area every year. Yeah, they're playing green sewage baseball every year.
Yeah, right? Fucking goddamn it. Come on, Mike. I'm waiting. Explain to me, please, why it's embarrassing that that this series is happening. Please, Mike. Please, please, please explain to me. I'd rather see the Yankees, not the Red Sox. But that doesn't explain to me why it's embarrassing. The Yankees are here every year too, Mike.
Exactly.
Come on. Let me know. I'm waiting. I have all night, Mike.
Same.
Well, I guess I do. Come on, Mike. Waiting on you, buddy. It's not that's not the Jeopardy music, but I just saw that I had that, so I was like, oh, hey.
It's my favorite game show of all time, by the way.
I can do that one. When Mike gives me an answer. Come on, Mike. You're holding the show up, dude. 1:13 before we got to reset now. Come on, Barnbaum.
The Red Sox are just embarrassing. Even Grant knows it.
Are you saying that because Grant is a Yankees fan and you're just riding on Grant's jocktails? This is a 30-second audio clip. I'll wait. This is great radio right now, by the way.
Oh, I'm enjoying this, actually.
All right, we're going to reset Mixer. We're going to come back, and then hopefully Barnbaum will have an answer for us. So we'll be right back. Dude, what the fuck is he doing? I mean, this is podcast only right now, so this audio is live.
Yeah.
I have family back the way just like he does. Yeah, but that doesn't explain...
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back on Mixler. I'm about to call Barnbaum and get his opinion on this. All right, we're back. So, Mike, explain to me, and I'm glad that you have family back that way, just like Grant does. That's great. So you can not like the Red Sox. I get that. But why is it embarrassing that there's a series going on between the Red Sox and the Giants? That's what I would just like to know. I don't care about your bias or how much you don't like it. Why is it that it's embarrassing? You use the word embarrassing very prominently and very profoundly. Why is it embarrassing that the Red Sox are in
San Francisco.
San Francisco for a series, a 2-game series?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to talk Giants, so we'll get back to that. So, Mike, if you have an answer for me, we'll get to it. Let's do this.
Here we go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Top 5 current Major League Baseball players that you would like to see as a San Francisco Giant. And the reason why this came up was because Hunter Pence is out with a hamstring tendon tear, going to go for surgery this week.
Yep.
And the Giants need to look possibly at making some trades. So, 5 players you would like to see in the San Francisco Giants system. I'll let you start. Do you have any honorable mentions?
I do. I have a few honorable mentions here. One, a guy who could have come here but did not, and that is Mr. Alex Gordon of the Kansas City Royals.
Ooh, I didn't even think about Gordon.
Yeah, I would have I would have loved to have seen him come here because we could always use a left fielder out there.
Yeah.
And he plays a good left field. Would have loved to have seen him here, but Alex Gordon on my list for honorable mention. Second on my list is actually a catcher. Yadier Molina. If Buster Posey was not on this roster, my second choice for catcher on this team would be Yadier Molina. I think he's the second best catcher in all of baseball.
What about this guy?
This is Andrew Susak of the Sacramento River.
I like Andrew Susak as well.
What about this guy?
Brock Lesnar.
Let's take Brock Lesnar behind the dish, sure.
Oh, can you imagine trying to score on Lesnar? Oh, Jesus.
Oh, he blocked the plate every single chance he got.
And he would just stand there, no pads. What's up?
he wouldn't need any padding.
Anyways.
And final honorable mention for me is a guy who shares the same first name as me, Travis Ishikawa.
Really?
Yeah, my first name is actually Travis.
No, I know. No, I knew that. That wasn't my really. My really was the fact that you want Ish back?
Sure, why not? It'd be fun.
All right, so Greg Veroza just joined in on the chat box.
Hey, Greg.
And Greg, so we're still waiting for Barn. Here, let me do this again. We're still waiting for Barnbaum to clarify. If you scroll the chat box on your phone there, you'll see that he says it's embarrassing that the Red Sox are playing. And he doesn't want anyone to call into Grant's show and talk about it at any cost. And he won't explain to me why it's embarrassing. So if you see any of this, and you'll need to go back and listen to the podcast when we post it tomorrow morning, right around the 45-minute mark, it starts to get kind of good. Jason wants all the Red Sox to be apparently on the Giants. That's pretty funny.
Wait, who's Mookie?
Mookie Betts.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Is that who it is? Right?
Yeah. I was thinking Mookie Wilson from the '86 Mets.
Nice. All right. So my honorable mention: Tim Lincecum.
Yeah.
And David Ortiz.
Okay.
I would have loved to see Ortiz as a San Francisco Giant at some point. Obviously, he belongs in Boston. It's not embarrassing that he's a Red Sox.
No.
But I would have liked to see Big Poppy here. Can you imagine how many splash hits he would have had?
Oh, tons.
It would have been great to see that number finally go up.
Where would he have played though in the field? Would he have played first base?
Who cares? Just put him out there.
Put him out there. Yeah.
Let's see here. So let's go with this. Number 5.
Number 5 on my list, Christian Yelich from the Miami Marlins. Plays a very good outfield. Has power, but doesn't always use it. But I think if he came to San Francisco, that power would really shine. Christian Yelich, number 5. Very underrated.
Hold on one second.
Go ahead.
My number 5, Dustin Pedroia.
Okay.
Local boy. I mean,
Local
obviously, it's a little bit different with Joe Panic playing as well as he is, but he's always been a a player that I would have liked to see as a San Francisco Giant. But luckily enough for the Red Sox, they were smart enough just to lock him up. They're like, you're never leaving.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
Yeah.
Dustin Pedroia, you're a Red Sox forever.
Yep.
Number 4.
Number 4. This is the second baseman I have on my list. Jose Altuve from the Houston Astros.
He's too short.
He is too short.
The wind would blow him away.
But he, with the size that the size that the guy is.
Hold on.
Hi, this is Mike Barnbaum.
I would rather see the Yankees play the Giants and destroy them, and the Red Sox face other teams in the National League West and just get destroyed by any one of them.
So it's spite then.
So, first of all, the Giants would whoop the shit out of the Yankees.
Oh, hell yeah.
And the Giants are going to beat the Red Sox too. So you're going to see the Red Sox lose. And then when they come to Oakland, you'll see the Red Sox win. So it's kind of a fair trade-off. Sorry. Jason, I don't know if you're saying what to what I just said. There's a delay, so you're probably not. I don't know what he's trying to say. But no, no. Just whatever. All right, my number 4, Giants fans. Jason says F you again, Greg. Giants fans are going to not like this, but we're in need of a right fielder. Sorry, Jarrett Parker, you're not the answer.
No.
I would like to see Yasiel Puig as a Giant. Sure, he's lazy. Sure, he doesn't always give full effort, but if there's a manager in baseball that takes those lazy guys and gets effort out of them, it's Bruce Bochy.
Oh, yeah, he'd kick his ass.
I would love to see Yasiel Puig out there in right field, man. That'd be great.
Oh, absolutely.
Number 3.
Number 3 is actually an Oakland Athletic. Sean Doolittle.
Ooh, I didn't think about Doolittle.
And the reason why is because this team is going to need a better closer at some point.
So they're rumored right now to be looking at Miller from the Yankees.
Oh, fantastic.
They'd have to possibly give up the number 2 prospect right now.
Not Arroyo, is it?
No. Bede? Tyler Bede? He's in...
Tyler Beede.
in Richmond?
Oh, I don't know if I'd like that, but I can see why they do it though. But yeah, Sean Doolittle, come across the bay, man, be our closer.
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't mind Sean Doolittle. My number 3, Jose Bautista.
Okay.
Another right fielder, big bat, and there's rumor right now that the San Francisco Giants are fishing for information from Toronto to see what it would take to land Jose Bautista in a trade.
That's interesting.
Which would be fantastic.
Yeah.
But I would really want him to sign some kind of extension because right now he's an impending free agent.
Yeah.
I would hate to see him just be a rental, especially if we had to give up Bede or any of those younger prospects.
And he's getting up there in age too.
He still covers a pretty good right field though.
He does, yeah.
But you can move him to left field. You can put Blanco in right. You can kind of protect him in left.
Yeah.
Right field's a little bit big at AT&T Park for him, I think. But you know what? His bat, you can't argue his bat.
Yeah. Have his sunglasses landed yet from that brawl he was in a few weeks back?
I don't know, but I think his bat may have landed after that flip that got him punched in the face. Number 2,
I have a Dodger on my list too, and you may know him, Clayton Kershaw. Would love to see. I mean, he is the best pitcher in baseball. No matter what team you root for, he's the best pitcher in baseball. He is the guy who I've seen him pitch the best performance I've ever seen in live. It was against the Giants a couple of years ago. I think he had like 9 or 10 strikeouts in a 5-0 win against the Giants back in July of 2014. And he's incredible. And
Carl Crawford's available if you want to spend $60 million of the $90 million he's still owed on that damn contract.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I'm good on that. I'd be a better right fielder than Carl Crawford.
Amen to that. But yeah, Clayton Kershaw, he'd be incredible in the rotation with Bumgarner, Samardzija, Cueto.
Jesus Christ, that'd be amazing.
That's just insane.
My number 2, Giancarlo Stanton,
Okay.
another right fielder.
Yeah.
If you can't tell the trend right now. Big hitter. He's the only guy that I've seen, other than Hunter Pence, almost hit the glove in left field in batting practice. Stanton hit one right underneath the old 501 sign,
Okay.
and I saw Hunter Pence bounce one on the concourse up there that actually went up and dung off the glove.
That's fantastic.
It was amazing.
Oh, that's awesome.
So there's that. And Verosa says no. I'm hoping he's saying no to the Carl Crawford thing. Not
I hope so too,
Not
man.
the Giancarlo Stanton. And well, who's your number one?
My number one is I have a Blue Jay on my list too, but it's not Jose Bautista. It is Josh Donaldson.
Oh God, I would love to see Donaldson here.
I love Matt Duffy, but Josh Donaldson just has more power than Duffy and plays a great third base and is the reigning American League most valuable player.
So weird fact about Duffy: he's hitting 175 on the road right now.
I saw that.
323 at home. What the hell?
It's crazy.
It's supposed to be the other way around if you're going to have a hot streak.
Yeah.
My number one, Bryce Harper.
Bryce Harper.
I think it would be great to see that energy, that swagger here. That would be just awesome to see him here. And it's a long ball thing, man. I would love to see more long ball.
Same.
And is Harper left or right-handed?
I believe he is.
He's a lefty.
He is a lefty, yeah.
Can you imagine more splash hits? Just pop them out there, dude.
Yeah. About that kid, Adam Duvall. What about him?
Mike Trout. I thought about putting Trout on my list.
Same. Yeah.
But
we've got a center fielder already. Kind of.
You take
Mike Trout.
Trout over anybody right now. I don't give a shit who it is.
Yeah. Good point.
And Adam Duvall,
he plays for a bad Reds team right now.
yeah, but he could have been playing for a good Giants team.
That's
They traded
true.
him for like nobody. He has 16 home runs already this season.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jesus.
Jason just put that in there as well.
Oh, man.
And they gave him up for like peanuts and a squirrel dick or something. I don't remember what it was, but it wasn't much for him. I remember I was sitting in.
It was for Mike Leake. Remember that?
It was for Leak. That's
Yeah.
right. I was sitting in the press box at Rayleigh Field, and we were getting ready, and I had set up an interview with Duvall the following day,
Oh, yeah.
and we were going to talk to him because he was in a hot streak. He had just come back down from San Francisco because he got hurt, and all of a sudden, boom, gone. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then we tried to honor it because, I was like, oh, well, maybe the Reds will honor it. And they're like, nope. Sorry, that was a request with the River Cats, not with the Reds. Have a great day. And never heard from them. So, so there's that. That's our top 5 list.
Yeah.
Um,
And where's Mike Leake now?
Where is Mike Leake now?
St. Louis, actually.
Is he?
Yeah.
Whatever. He sucks balls.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Do you have a bingo or bullshit for me?
I have a few, actually.
I don't have any. I took the role of Verosa, not being prepared for that. So you go ahead and fire off some of these, but first we have to do this. It is now time for bingo.
Was that a bingo?
Bingo! A bingo!
Bingo!
I've got a bingo!
Bingo! Bingo!
Bingo!
Or bullshit. I love the little giggle in there. All right, you're up, sir.
Okay. Bingo or bullshit. Madison Bumgarner will be in the 2016 Home Run Derby.
God damn it, I hope so. But
I know.
And here's why. Position players don't want to lose to him.
No,
so they're not
totally
going to
don't.
let him out there. That's why. It's not because he might get hurt, whatever. Like I was watching the game yesterday, the Sunday night game.
Yeah.
And they talked about this with it's not, is it Karros? It's not Eric Karros. It's
Aaron Boone.
Aaron Boone.
Yeah.
He said that Bumgarner's retort to, well, what if he gets hurt is okay, well, if Bochy can come up to me when I'm sitting in the dugout wearing tennis shoes and tell me, go get your cleats on, your pinch hitting, then he should be able to let me get in the batter's box and just hit the BP.
Oh, without question.
And he'd win. Or he may not win, but he would get deep
I think he'd do well.
Yeah, and I don't think position players... Can you imagine, back to like Bryce Harper. Let's say Harper's in the home run derby.
Uh-huh.
And he goes down to the finals of Harper and Bumgarner. And Bumgarner wins the home run derby. How pissed off would position players be?
Oh, very pissed off. It would quell the argument of DH in the NL, that's for sure.
Right. And then, so fun fact about Bumgarner. I don't know if you saw this or not. He hit that home run against Atlanta. Was it Atlanta the other day?
Yes.
So in his last 190 plate appearances, Bumgarner has the same amount of home runs, 11, as... No, it's not 11. I'm sorry. Was it 11?
I think so.
11. Yeah, 11.
Because he's got 13 career.
190 plate appearances, 11 home runs. The same 190, the previous 190 plate appearances, 11 home runs for two Major League Baseball players. Can you tell me who they are?
No.
Mike Trout, Bryce Harper.
Whoa.
Over their last 190 at-bats, has the same amount of home runs as Bumgarner.
That is
over
so
his.
awesome.
Now, obviously, a much smaller sample size, but that's why it's more impressive.
It is. It's
190
really
at-bats,
impressive.
11 home runs from Bumgarner.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I say bullshit too, but God, I'd love to see that.
God, I want to see a all pitchers home run derby.
Oh, I'd love that.
Give me Bumgarner, give me Kershaw who can hit.
Yeah.
You know, give me a number of them.
Shoot, Matt King can hit a little bit too.
Yeah, but Kane's too damn fragile.
And he's old, yeah.
But there's pitchers out there that can rake. Let them give me one. Fuck the stupid celebrity softball game. Give me a position player home run derby and give me a pitcher's home run derby.
Maybe Bartolo Colon too.
That'd be like would be like an all point guard dunk contest or an all centers 3-point shootout.
I love that too.
That'd be great.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
All right, give me another one.
Bingo or bullshit. Josh Reddick and Sonny Gray will be playing on different MLB teams after August 1st. Really?
The reason why I say that is because they'll be playing on different Major League Baseball teams before August 1st. I don't think they make it to the deadline. And
really?
As much as Barnbaum's gonna hate me to say this, we're gonna talk about Reddick here in a few minutes. I think we might see Josh Reddick in orange and black.
That's a possibility.
So we'll talk about that here in a few minutes. Do you have any other ones?
One more. Bingo or bullshit. Stephen Curry and any other player for Team USA has the right to opt out due to the Zika virus concerns in Brazil.
Bingo.
Yeah.
I agree with that. However, that's not the reason why Steph opted out. Steph opted out because he wants to rest his knee that he hurt in the first round of the playoffs. I'm sure it has something to do with it, but Steph is resting the knee. But yeah, if anyone came out with the Zika virus as their reasoning, I'm 100% okay with that.
Oh, I am too. Absolutely. I mean, there are, I'm sure, nations that are considering backing out as a whole because of the concerns with the Zika virus, the fact that Brazil is a shithole right now, especially Rio de Janeiro. And these Olympics aren't going to be going... I don't think they'll go very well this year. I really don't.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
It's pretty bad.
All right. Do you have any more?
It. No.
All right. That concludes that. Let's hear another Greg Veroza commercial since he's listening. And we will talk about the San Francisco Giants. Hey, Sports Talk 916 listeners. Listen up. If you're looking to buy or sell a home in the greater Sacramento area, then there's only one person that you should be calling. It's someone that you listen to every single week for sports advice, and it's time you listen to him for real estate advice as well. Give Greg Veroza of Keller Williams Realty a call, and he will hook you up with all the information you need. Give him a call at his office at 916-241-8068. I did it. My family did it. It was a great experience. Very seamless. Greg's very accommodating, and he'll find you the right home for you. So give him a call. You won't regret it. 916-241-8068. Greg Veroza of Keller Williams Realty, and tell him Sports Talk 916 sent you. And I will be calling Greg Veroza again in a number of months to look to buy another home. So, yeah, Greg, you're stuck with me. Sorry. Let's talk about San Francisco Giants. So, a couple of episodes ago, we talked about the Giants, and they were 19-20. And I asked the question to Veroza, is it time to be concerned? They're only a game and a half up on the Dodgers. Things weren't going very well. And all of a sudden, the month of May rolls around, and the Giants go 21-8, completely just roll through everybody, and have like a 4-game lead now, I believe it is, in the West.
Yes.
Absolutely kicking ass. Then Kane gets hurt. Pagan is still hurt.
Romo's still hurt.
Romo's in Sacramento pitching. And then Hunter Pence happens. Yeah. Running to first base on a grounder. Pulls up about halfway. And doesn't just pull up and trot. Pulls up and stops. Tore a tendon basically off the bone.
Yeah.
In his hamstring. And will require surgery. And he's out 4 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, and I'm hearing that this surgery is actually going to cause him to see, less recovery time than had he decided not to opt for it. He said, I probably would have, if I had rested it, I would have had to miss more time. So he'll miss less time with this surgery, which I think is good.
Holy crap.
What's up?
So I went to Giants.com, and there's an article. There's this thing here that says Madison Bumgarner wants to be in the T-Mobile Home Run Derby, proves it with BP session. He hit a hanging curveball in BP into the third deck today.
That's fantastic.
In St. Louis.
Oh. Gotta love it.
Dude. Just walk around here and watch this GIF. It's freaking amazing. Like, this thing is a fucking moonshot.
I gotta see this. Ooh.
Just cranked. It's like 3 rows deep into the third deck. Holy crap.
That's like Mark McGuire-esque.
That was up there in Big Mac land.
Oh,
no
yeah.
kidding. Wow.
Put this man in the home run derby. Come on now.
Sox win 1 game, Giants win. Game 1, Giants win game 2.
They could split the series. We'll see.
It's not Kane tomorrow, right? Oh, Suarez is getting the start tomorrow.
Suarez is getting the start.
Yeah, the Sox will win that game with Porcello pitching, and then it's Bumgarner versus Price on Wednesday.
Ooh,
it's gonna be a good matchup.
That's gonna be very good.
A lot of fun to watch.
Have those guys ever faced each other before?
Bumgarner and Price? I don't believe so. I believe it'll be the first time.
Yeah, that'll be exciting.
Let's see here. Stats.
What were we talking about? Oh, yeah.
The Giants, that
That's
big
right.
run. Pence gets hurt. Giants are currently sitting at 35-24.
Okay.
They have now They did have the second best record in baseball.
Behind Chicago.
They've fallen a little bit behind that now. Let's see. Texas is 35-22.
Texas is playing
They've won
out of
4
their
in a
minds this
row.
year.
Washington's 34-23. They're percentage points in front of them, but Chicago's 40-16. Arietta's amazing.
Yeah.
And Jason just confirmed that they have not faced each other, which is great. It'll be a good matchup. But with the injuries, so Pagan is close to coming back. They're saying about a week or 2.
Okay.
Romo should be back soon. He's looked really good in Sacramento.
Awesome.
He's looked really good in Sacramento.
Yeah.
And it leads to the question, do the Giants go after a right fielder? There's a few that are on the market. Buster Olney was talking about it last night.
Yes, he was.
That there's a handful of guys that could be available. So I'm going to read you some names and let me know what you think about them. Jay Bruce in Cincinnati.
Love him.
John Jay in San Diego.
Love him.
So this one's a little bit hard to swallow. It's not a long shot because this team is ready to unload. And they're ready. As they sit right now, they are 26-31. They're not doing so hot. They're in 4th place in the Central. By all accounts, they're looking to downsize their payroll and essentially start over.
I know who you're talking about.
This player has a little bit of an injury history. This player has a little bit of a PED history.
Yep.
And he's still owed $93 million on his contract.
Eek.
Left fielder Ryan Braun.
That is, I mean, it's a possibility, but I don't see that happening. That's a lot of money.
From what I understand, though, because of the contract, they're talking that it might not take a lot to get him.
Okay.
And the Giants have the money.
They do.
So there's that one. And then the other name that came up, which I found to be interesting, which I really wouldn't mind seeing happen if he comes back from this injury that he's currently on, and that's Josh Reddick.
Yeah, I'd love to have Josh Reddick across the bay.
I think he'd be a good right fielder if he could stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to see how his injury is looking right now.
God, I totally forgot Jay Bruce might be available.
It's crazy to think. I mean, Bruce is having a hell of a year.
Yeah. On a crap team,
Josh Reddick looks like he's be coming back late June.
Okay.
Left thumb fracture. He's only on the 15-day DL as of 6/5. So
as of yesterday, okay.
Red Docs. I don't know what the hell Red Docs is.
Yeah, I'm confused on that too.
It probably should be Red Sox. Best year of his career. Bruce's best option. I'm not sure what Red Docs is, but
not Red Docs.
Oh, I know. Reddick. That's what he's going for. Except he spelled it wrong. Dick. Josh Reddick.
I thought he was like going for like Red Dog beer.
No, I
remember that.
Yeah, I know Jason's humor there.
Okay.
I would take Reddick though.
Sure,
I really would. I don't know if I'm going to read that one, but
no, you don't have to read that one.
But yeah, I mean, do you think that they make a push? I mean, Bean will probably get rid of Reddick at a nice low price. I mean,
sure, that
might be the best value. I mean, I think you got to give a lot to Bruce to get Bruce. You got to give a lot to. You got to take a lot to get Ryan Braun.
Oh, absolutely.
And then the other name, like I said, the other rumor was Jose Bautista.
Yeah, I think it'd take a lot to get him too. Maybe. I mean, he is one of the best players in the game.
I mean, it would be fun to watch. You know, I would take, honestly, of all those players, I think the only one that I really don't like is John Jay. And that's simply for the fact that he's a center fielder that has a little bit of trouble playing other positions.
Yeah.
And he's very streaky. Like, he's a good player, but he is a very streaky hitter. And you're trying to replace Hunter Pence, who's also streaky. However, it's not as inconsistent as a John Jay is.
Right.
And John Jay is not the same player he was when he was in St. Louis as he is now with San Diego. But San Diego's in sell mode. So who knows? They just gave up James Shields, who they just signed.
Yeah.
He went to Chicago. You know, it's... And Jason says Jay is a defensive first player. Yeah, but you don't really...
That's true.
The Giants aren't lacking in defense. If we want to play a defensive lineup, you put...
Gregor Blanco
You put Blanco and Parker out there and you're fine. Or you bring up Mac Williamson and let him play defense.
And he's already here.
Yeah, so there's a lot of options when it comes to defensive. The Giants need to replace some offense, and that's the big one.
Yeah. I mean, you got to make that move anyway, because who knows how long Pagan's gonna be able to stay healthy. He's been up and down this year as far as his health goes, and who knows how much longer he has even in his career.
So the other thing that kind of concerns me about Hunter Pence, and I saw this yesterday during the Giants game as well, is his inability to stay healthy.
Yeah.
So when the Giants got him, so from 2008 to 2014, when he was with the Phillies and the Astros, every single season in that span, all 6 seasons, he played 154 games or more every single season.
He did, yeah.
In 2015 for the Giants, he had 3 stints on the DL. He only played in 52 games.
Eek.
And so far this season, he's on the DL. He's only played in 49 games. And he's going to miss 8 weeks.
It's a lot of time.
Do you think the Giants, not just because of necessity for Pence being injured, but do you think that they need, you know, obviously he's injured now, it's a long season. Do you think that just out of necessity, just as a backup, they need to make a move just for the long haul? I mean, for this season and beyond, just have someone in the waiting in case Pence is there. I mean, as long as you don't have to give up the farm for it, I don't see why you wouldn't at least make a move to bring in a Reddick, or, you know, if you can get Bautista to want to sign here.
Yeah.
You know, Jay Bruce. I mean, all those names are sexy names, But honestly, I think your best bet to keep him around might be Reddick.
You know, I was just thinking that as you were talking. Like, the more I think about it, the more sensible it would be for Josh Reddick to be in San Francisco.
It really would be. And the thing is, I mean, he's got a good fan base here already. Like, I mean, I'm not saying the A's fans are going to jump ship and follow Reddick, because, I mean, most A's fans should know by now that you don't follow a player around if they're an Oakland A, because they're not going to be an Oakland A anymore. But, I mean, he's familiar with the Bay Area. He wouldn't necessarily have to move. You know what I mean? He won't have to up and move around. But, you know, it's tough because you know what you're going to get with Penn. What I don't want to see is them give up a top prospect for, you know, a player. And obviously, you know, when Pence comes back, you move whoever you get to fill his place into left field, and you move, you know, Blanco back down to his platoon position on the bench. But you don't want to risk a situation where, let's say, Blanco or Williamson just gets super hot and then has a streak at the end of the year where because you know Bochy rides the hot guy. He's not going to bench a player that's hitting well.
Exactly.
And then let's say you go out and get Jose Bautista, right? Mm-hmm. Span's playing really well. Blanco is in left playing really well. Or let's say Parker's hitting a ton of home runs in right. You know, whatever corner position's hot. Pence comes back. He's going to get his position back. You're not going to bench Pence.
No.
Then you have this guy that you just gave up a lot of prospects for, who's the odd man out. You know what I mean? At what point does Bochy go, okay, well, I'm going to play the veteran, or I'm going to play the hot hand? Like, that puts I don't know, that's just a really tough spot. And 8 weeks, it's a long time if we're talking NBA or, you know, in a NFL.
Yeah.
But there's 162 goddamn games. There's 8 weeks.
It's June.
It's June. There's a lot of baseball left to be played.
Yeah, he'll be back in August, September-ish. He'll be, you know, and he'll come back, and if he's the 100 Pence he was before, great.
Yeah. So, do you have any concerns with the Giants roster as it sits right now? Any thoughts on what they need to do? Do they need to go look for a fifth starter?
I'd love to see some bullpen help. I really would.
Oh yeah, they need a lefty. They do need a left-handed bullpen.
Yes, because as of late, the bullpen is not getting it done. Even veteran guys like Javier Lopez are not getting it done.
As much as I love Lopez, man,
I do too.
I'm that specialty lefty. It's just not normal in baseball anymore. And the Giants are kind of handcuffed to it because of how much they paid him.
Yeah.
You know, I never thought that I would miss Jeremy Affeldt as much as I do.
Same.
You know, it's tough. Romo is bullpen help. He'll be back in a couple weeks, but that's another right-handed arm. As of right now, the Giants have, I want to say, like 3 lefties, and I believe it's Osich. Law's right-handed.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Guerin? No, he's a righty, right?
So right now you have Javier Lopez, Josh Osich. And that's it. You have 2 lefties. You have Osich, who's a rookie.
Yeah.
And you have Javier Lopez, who can only get lefties out, and he's not even doing that like he's supposed to.
Yeah, he usually comes in for one batter, and then Boch pulls him out and inserts.
And he makes $36 billion for that one batter because they gave him the biggest contract ever. But, you know, then you go down to, even if you look at their 40-man, like, you know, they have Ty Block, who's a starter. They have Blackburn. Bumgarner's a pitcher, left-handed. They have Alberto Meja, who knows what the hell, you know, that guy is. They have Okert, who's in Sacramento.
Yeah.
And then that's it. I mean, that's all. The Giants in their organization on their active 40-man right now literally have Ty Block, who's a starter.
Mm-hmm.
They have Madison Bumgarner, who's a starter. They have Javier Lopez, Alberto Meja, Steven Okert, and that's it. Those are their lefties.
Yeah.
And Mija, who's listed on the 40. Man, I don't know. You got to go out and get a lefty.
Yeah. I mean, what I'd like to see them do is what they did in 2010. They bolstered their bullpen, and they did it very, very well.
How much money do you think it would take to get Jeremy Affeldt out of retirement?
A lot. If you look at his Instagram page, he's having a fun time in retirement.
But I'd have a lot more fun with him in here.
I would too.
Man, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear from Crandall's and Warrior Pack, and then we're going to hear a little bit about what you've got going on over at tjthesportsgeek.com. Wait, we've already done Crandall and Warrior Pack, haven't we?
We have.
What else do we have over here? Let's see. We've done that one.
Brock Lesnar.
That's always a good one.
Yeah, well, we haven't done this one.
Mike Crotch is popular with the animals.
Or that one.
A fucking putter.
That one. What else? I mean, we can just kind of go through all these sound effects as like a commercial. All right, anyways, let's go ahead and move on. Let's do this. Let me go ahead and pull this up here. Okay, that's taking too long. It's time for headlines. Let's see. Marshawn Lynch at the Sharks game last night confirms his NFL career is over. He says, "I'm done."
I believe him.
There was a lot of talk that a lot of current players on the Seahawks were like, "We don't know. We don't know what to think of him. It's Marshawn Lynch. We don't know what the hell he's thinking. We just have to wait and see."
Do you think a whole bunch of his teammates will fly down to wherever he lives and try to talk about his retirement? Like
No,
they're not
they're not the Clippers.
Remember when the Vikings did that with Brett Favre a few years ago?
Yep. Let's see. As I mentioned, SI.com now is reporting and confirming that mixed martial artist Kimbo Slice has passed away at the age of 42 due to a heart attack. Rose, I don't know if you saw that or not when you were before you got online.
Thanks, Greg V.
Let's see here. Let's just kind of click through the different world of sports here. Aqib Talib, Denver Bronco.
Heard about that.
Shot in the leg over the weekend. He was released from the hospital. He is fine. Vikings safety Smith.
Harrison Smith, yeah.
Harrison Smith, 5-year extension.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah, he is pretty good. Let's see here. Raiders take out full page ad to support the Warriors. Okay. Medical records are stolen from the Redskins trainer's car.
Don't leave him in there.
This one, really, I want to get your opinion on this one.
Okay.
Alan Hearns, wide receiver of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, yeah, I know this guy.
Signs, he signs a $20 million guarantee contract, $10 million a year, 4-year deal.
Wow.
Does Austin Hearns, did he just raise the bar for good wide receivers to get paid? Because he's not a $10 million a year wide receiver.
He's not, but I think he has based on that. I mean, he's pretty good, but he's not like Calvin Johnson or...
Well, he's retired, so
Well,
he's not going to be doing much. But
or Larry Fitzgerald or anybody like that. Or Des Bryant, yeah.
Crazy.
That is crazy. I totally agree that it's raised the bar for sure.
Let's see, Reebok. Oh, I'm excited about this. I wish I had the money. Reebok is releasing the all white Allen Iverson answers.
Oh, from back in the day.
Yeah, those are so dope.
Yeah.
Jason, you'll like this one. It's coming out of the NBA. We talked about this player a little bit ago. The story is not loading, but Boston Celtics point guard Isaiah Thomas is leading the charge to recruit Kevin Durant to
Really?
Boston.
Wow.
So we talked about this a little bit ago. What if Durant and LeBron went to LA? What if Durant goes to Boston, then you're looking at an Avery Bradley, Isaiah Thomas, Kevin Durant, big three. You throw in Sullinger, you throw in Olynyk, you have
Marcus Smart.
Yeah, you have Smart there. I mean, that's a pretty that right there matches them up with anybody and gets them over the hump.
Oh my goodness.
Then I wouldn't be an idiot for picking Boston to go deep in the playoffs.
Yeah. I think Boston would have to give that number 3 overall pick to Oklahoma City, though.
He's a free agent. They can't give up anything to him.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Oh, and they keep that number 3 pick? Oh, my goodness.
And they keep the number 3 pick. Jason says big wishes, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, that's like saying he's coming to Sacramento. Probably not going to happen. But you know what, though?
You never know.
NBA players can be pretty persuasive. And from what I understand, Katie and Isaiah are actually pretty good friends. So,
okay.
You know, who knows? Anything is possible. That's what Kevin Garnett said.
He did say that.
And you know what Paul Heyman says?
Brock Lesnar.
Let's see.
I can't wait to hear what Rosa thinks of that soundbite next week.
Right.
Mike Crotch is popular with the animals.
Let's see here. You heard about the Philly fan who threw a beer bottle at Dwight Howard or
Ryan Howard.
Ryan Howard.
Yeah, scumbag.
What a douchebag. Let's see here. Marlins prospect injured with knife during prank.
Oh, I heard about that. It was the number 2 prospect who injured the number 4 prospect.
Jesus Christ.
What's going on in Miami?
These dudes are fucking nut jobs here.
My goodness.
Let's see here. Hold on. Let's see if this.
I forgot Ryan Howard was still in the league, by the way.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
He's got to be like, what, 71 years old?
Pretty terrible.
Yeah. CVS. What does that mean?
Right. Jason's just throwing all sorts of...
Do you need to go to CVS Pharmacy after this, man? What's going on?
Vince Scully announces Muhammad Ali's death on air.
Okay.
Damn it, my Flash player's not working, so I'm not going to be able to play that. But I'm sure that would be a memorable soundbite, considering the fact that he's fucking amazing at everything. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Hold on.
Oh, his son typed that. Okay.
What's that?
His son typed CVS.
He's like, Dad, I need some Band-Aids. He's like Google searching in our chat box, CVS. Why is my butthole itchy?
I think that's more of a WebMD problem there.
No. Don't do that because then you'll have cancer. Like, WebMD, you're like, oh, my nose is running.
It's cancer.
Where could I find Kleenex with aloe in it? They're like, no, cancer.
I have an ingrown toenail. No, that's toe cancer.
Right. You're dying if you go on WebMD for anything. That's probably why Kimbo. That's probably why Kimbo Slice is dead.
That could be. Cause of death, WebMD.
Man. Hold on, Major League Baseball. I want to get this audio. I want to hear this.
By the way, I'm gonna miss Vin Scully.
You know, as a Giants fan, yeah, I am.
A lot of love for Vin.
He's amazing.
He is, and I love John Miller's impression of him. Have you ever heard of it? Have you ever heard it?
No, I haven't heard it.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty funny.
If the Giants ever are losing a 12-3 game one night, you'll probably hear him do it.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
This is great radio right here.
It is.
All right. Need Oxy. Okay. See if this will play here. Hold on. Probably be an ad, which is gonna be like, you need Cialis.
Yeah.
Legacy. The word can be overused in sports.
This is Bob Costas, by the way.
Yep.
But there's a richness to the legacy created.
Sorry, hold on. Here it is. Vin Scully.
We have just received news, although there were a lot of people, we were coming close to the end. The story out of Arizona. We understand right now that Muhammad Ali, the former Cassius Clay, has passed away. That, of course, will be a huge story throughout the sports world, affecting not only boxing fans, fans of every sport, and those who don't care about sports. He had so much of a reaction from his fans and the impression that he made on so many people. Muhammad Ali. What was it? Move like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Something like that.
Close.
Pretty close. Yeah.
Float like a butterfly? Okay.
Yeah, you got it.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
I love Vince Scully, man.
Me too.
And here's the thing, though. If you listen to it, something that never happens with Vince Scully happened right there. He was talking about Muhammad Ali, and if you ever go back and listen to any soundbite of a story he tells, like when he told the story about Madison Bumgarner, killing or saving the rabbit from the snake or whatever it was. He's telling the story, and then he goes, and the pitch is outside, and then goes back to the story. I've never weird fact about me, I will soundbite Vince Scully all the time just because he's amazing. Yeah. Ever since we did the audio clip of him reading the shopping list, which was awesome, I go back and listen to Vince Scully things, and I've never once ever heard him not announce a pitch. And if you listen in that, there's 2 or 3 times you hear the ball snap the glove.
Yeah.
Which means that was big enough for him to... Man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali and Kimbo Slice. Man, what a...
They happen in threes.
Ooh, who's next? Come on, Mayweather. Come on, Mayweather. I don't know. I can't stand Mayweather. Wait.
Brock Lesnar.
Maybe he'll kill Mark Hunt or Mike Hunt or Oliver Klozoff or whoever the hell he's fighting this weekend.
Mike Litteris.
IP Freely.
Seymour Betts.
Hold on. That just... You know where I'm going with this.
Yes.
Hold on. This will be a good way to end the show.
While you're doing that, I'm going to tell everybody what's going on at TJTheSportsGeek.com.
Oh, yeah, shit. We totally skipped over that. Yeah, what's new at TJTheSportsGeek.com?
June 21st, we have our NBA draft preview. I'll do a preview for the first round for all 30 picks. And that's really about it so far. I mean, we've got other stuff, but that's the main thing right now. June 21st, NBA draft preview, TJTheSportsGeek.com.
Sweet. Check it out.
Here we go.
These are the best prank calls by Bart Simpson to Mo Sizlak.
Most happy.
Is Mr. Freely there?
Who?
Freely. First initial is IP.
Hold on, I'll check. Is IP Freely here? Hey, everybody! IP Freely!
Awesome.
Wait a minute. Listen to me, you lousy bum. When I get home to you, you're dead. I swear I'm gonna slice your heart in half.
You'll get that punk someday, Mo.
I don't know. He's tough to catch. He keeps changing his name.
That's hella funny.
Yeah, most have it. Most speaking.
Is Jacques there?
Who?
Jacques. Last name Strap.
Hold on. Jacques Strap. Hey, guys, I'm looking for a Jacques Strap. Oh, wait a minute. Jacques Strap. It's you, isn't it, you cowardly little runt? When I get a
We'll do one more.
I am gonna gut you like a fish and drink your blood.
All right, last one. From 1990.
Oh, come on, Bart, not again. Oh, where's your sense of humor?
Most having.
Hello, is Al there?
Al?
Yeah, Al. Last name, Alcoholic?
Let me check. Phone call for Al. Alcoholic. Is there an alcoholic here? Wait a minute. Listen, you little yellow belly rat jackass.
Oh, all right. On that note, TJ, again, man, thank you very much for filling in for Mr. Veroza. Hopefully he'll be back next week.
My pleasure.
If not, I got you on speed dial or auto text, however you want to look at it. This was episode something, season 4, episode
13?
13 or 14, maybe. I don't know. I'd have to find my app, and I don't have an iPhone anymore, so I don't know how to find it. But with that being said, I appreciate you coming on. It's always a good time.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you to everyone who listened. Check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/SportsTalk916 or on Twitter at SportsTalk916. And we will see you all next week.
Adios.
Later.